Easy Nation, and welcome to another episode of the Easy K Show. I am Dark Easy.
And I'm Rainy Cage.
And this is episode 157 of the Easy K Show. Guys, I hope you're having a very good Sunday as just got done watching a movie, watching some football. Happy at the moment. So, and watch pretty good college basketball game today. Purdue and Villanova. It was actually pretty good. So yeah, not bad. Not bad Sunday for a shorter week on. And since we don't do episodes on Thursday, happy Thanksgiving to all the fans of the Easy K Show, all two of you. And yeah, so Randy Cage, you have anything to say before we start?
Pardon my messed up voice. I seem to have got some kind of cold or something. Other than that, no. Glad to be here with you.
Thank you. I mean, it's a privilege for you to share the screen with Dark Easy. So, guys, this episode, once again, Rainy Cage did not watch Lord of the Rings: The Fellowship of the Ring. Now he'll have once again another 3 weeks to watch the movie. Will he watch it? Probably not. F in the Easy K Show. Just
Dragon Ball Z.
So get busy, get to working, Randy Cage. This is getting ridiculous. But so, and there's no TV shows that we really watch that are in common that are done. So I just got a PlayStation 5, and I was like, we'll just do an easy review of the PlayStation 5. And really, I don't really have much to add to the conversation, but I'll react to what Rainy Cage has to say about it, because he's had it for over a year. He's been playing games like crazy for a year, it feels like. And so yeah, we're going to talk about the PlayStation 5 today. So so Sony, if you want to sponsor this episode and give us some money, we'll take it, because you might need some help. Just saying. All right, so now I'm going to give the attention to the Sony spokesman, Randy Cage.
Some call me a Sony fanboy, because I am. I got a launch PlayStation 5 last year when they came out. I was one of the lucky ones, and it's been hard for people to get PS5 still to this date, which is ridiculous. Yeah, I still love the console. I think it's a great console. Does it have like a million games to play on it right now? No, but the SSD in it makes a huge difference. They have like one of the fastest SSDs in the sucker. What I've always loved about consoles in general is the fact that you could spend $500 and play the best games at the time graphically, and you don't have to spend all this time like customizing your settings and getting it to work right. You just put a disc in, or I guess for a lot of new people, you just click on the game and you just play it, and it looks great, and you just have a good experience, which is not what you get usually with the console. You can easily spend $2,000 on a gaming computer, and yeah, you may be able to tweak it enough to where it looks a little bit better, but I mean, for $500, it's hard to pass on a console. But it's a great console, and it's all about the controller. This time around, it's got one of the coolest controllers, I think. I've always liked Sony's controllers, but this time they've really nailed the vibration technology, and once more games start using it, it's going to be really cool, because they give you a little demo game on the console called Astro's Playroom, I think is what it's called. And you should definitely play that. It's fun. It's nostalgic, because you go around and you collect all the different PlayStation consoles and parts and stuff for it. It's like a 3D platformer, but then also they really demo the controller really well with all the different touch controls and the vibrations and the triggers, how they feel different depending on what you're doing, the different materials that you're walking across. You can actually feel the difference between grass and ice and water. And But beyond that, I haven't really felt that experience on any other game. Um, a little bit with Sackboy, and then a little bit with Call of Duties. They really work on the trigger pull on Call of Duty to make it feel different for different guns. But if you want that full, all immersive, what's this controller about? I recommend that Astro's Playroom. And I mean, the controller alone to me is worth it. They're the only big time games so far have been Miles Morales, which I think is you can play that on PS4. I don't think that's a PS5 exclusive. Yeah. And Ratchet that came out this summer was probably it was one of the best Ratchets I've ever played. It was super fun. And then there's other games like what is it, Demon Souls, or there's some remake of Demon Souls that everybody loses their mind at. I'm not a big Demon Souls guy. And then there's the game from the creators of or House Marquee, I think. There's a PS5 exclusive game called Returnal, which I'm wanting to get into and play, which will be cool. But really what everybody's waiting on is Horizon, which is coming out in February, which is going to be amazing because that's an open world, post-apocalyptic, just insane game, sequel to a very popular game. But yeah, it's a cool console. I don't have many complaints, except for I wish people were able to go buy them.
Yeah, no, I mean that's my biggest gripe of the, and it's not really PlayStation. I mean, it is PlayStation's fault, but I blame the pandemic more than anything. Where I mean, I just want to go into a. I was just wanting to go into a GameStop and be like, yeah, I'll take that. So, and like
Still can't do it.
and I would have to in order to get one, I was going to have to go online, try to get in a waiting room, try to get one. I've tried multiple times. Like it was one of those things where, well, Donald Trump gave me all this stupid money last year that I really didn't need, but I was just like, I'm gonna buy a PlayStation with that money. Donald Trump's gonna buy me a PlayStation, and guess what? He didn't buy me a PlayStation, so I was able to get a Switch last year. But I mean, um, but I'm always more of the person who I know you're like, I gotta buy it day one. I gotta have the newest console on day one. But for me, I'm more of a I'll take it a year or two. I mean, wait for games to start coming out for it. That way I can actually enjoy the PlayStation. And we're in year two, and I'm like, right now, I'm just like, there still isn't really anything out for the console yet. Like they had that PlayStation Expo where, of course, I'm not really know about all the hardware and stuff. That's your world. That's not my world. I know nothing. I'm just kind of like, I don't really get it. But for me, it's just for me the PlayStation is more about watching movies uh, and then watching and then playing video games. And it's really the only PlayStation 5 game I've played so far. It's Spider Man, and really I don't really notice any control differences between the PS4 controller and the PS5 controller. I mean, yesterday when we were having our game night, and seeing people the Astro Boy, whatever that's called. I was like, oh, that's cool. I didn't know anything about that, so that's kind of interesting. But really, I haven't really got into the PS5 yet. I'm glad to have one. It's just I wish there was more games out for it yet. And so yeah, I mean, it's a cool console. It's huge.
It is
Uh,
giant, and
so like
it gets very hot as
yeah.
well.
So
But everything we're talking about is not really any different with Xbox. I mean, you still can't get a new Xbox. They're still just as hard to get
it's a
because of the
little
supply
easier
chain.
though. I think it's a little easier to get a new Xbox than it is to get
I've
a new
yet to see one
PlayStation.
in stores. That's what I want, an Xbox. I mean, I want one to play Halo on, and I still can't get one.
Mhm.
Um,
Yeah, and be honest with you, I'm at a point in my life where I probably an Xbox. eventually, but I'm gonna wait once again for the Fallout, Skyrim, Bethesda game to come out, and so now it's become one of those things where I guess I'll have two consoles. I have the Switch, I have the Xbox, or I have the PlayStation. So now I guess I need a Switch, and maybe I'll mix in maybe buy more of the multiplayer games with the Xbox, and maybe play more of the single player games on PlayStation. So that might be the strategy moving forward. But that's a while away. I mean, I don't see myself buying an Xbox for 2 years probably. I don't think there's really any games out for. I know I'm not a big Halo guy, so but I want to try out that Game Pass. I heard Xbox Game Pass is amazing. So that's kind of where my headspace goes. That well, maybe I should maybe try to get these multiplayer games for Xbox and maybe just buy the single player games for PlayStation. Otherwise, it might sound crazy. It may not. I can't play, and I can't play games. I can't play games on the computer. It's not for me. It's not what I want. It's not how I've never played games like that. The only game I've ever played on the computer really was like Star Wars: The Old Republic, MMOs, or like Civilization. Those are the only games I want to play on the computer. Everything else, I want to sit in my recliner with a controller and play the games like that, like God intended it.
No, and I do think that Microsoft, I know this is a PS5 review, but I think Microsoft is really looking towards the future with their Game Pass because you pay $15 a month. And not only do you get Xbox Live, but you get basically their entire library of games. And you don't have to stream them. It's available to stream, but
Yeah,
you can download them and play them, which is really crazy that you can do that.
yeah, that's cool.
But Sony does still have its exclusive AAA titles that will be worth playing. So I don't think you're crazy for wanting an Xbox for multiplayer and for Game Pass, but then wanting, a PlayStation for these single player titles. And same with people that don't want to get a PlayStation. A lot of these Sony titles are going to come to PC eventually. They've said that they're going to do that. And you may get to play the game 2 years later than everybody else, but anyways, I did want to say, so yeah, as far as PS5 exclusives, but besides Miles Morales and the director's cut of Death Stranding and Ghost of Tsushima, which I haven't played yet, but I really do want to.
It's amazing.
Then they have Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart, which I talked about, and then Returnal. So that's pretty much it. There's another game on here, Destruction All Stars. It was a PS Plus game. I played it.
So how now that we've kind of talked about the cool thing about the PS5 that I think's the coolest part about it, which you probably do too, is you can play PS4 games onto the PS5.
Oh, yes.
So how do PS4 games look on the PS5? Do they look a little better, or do they just look about the same?
It depends. Some of the really old titles still look, everything runs and works. But if your PS4 game was newer and was like PS4 Pro enhanced or whatever, then it's gonna work great on your PS5. But then they did some games, they went back and done free upgrades to PS5 versions of the game, like Star Wars the Jedi game. I can't remember the name. Fallen Order. Yeah, that game got a patch. Borderlands 3 got a patch, and they look better and run better on the PS5 once you do that patch. So, yeah, it is cool that they did backwards compatibility. I wish they had done another generation backwards, like Xbox does. It would be so cool to be able to stick a PS3 game in there and play it. But at least they did PS4, because it would be hard for me to recommend the PS5 if they didn't have PS4 backwards.
No, and I I mean, PS5, that's what's cool about the PS5 is now it's backwards compatibility, where that was always of course, like when I went from PlayStation 2, I went to the next console. I was like, well, I can't really play my old games. So I went to the Xbox 360, and I love the Xbox 360. But when I went to my next console, I was like, I want a PS4. I want to play Uncharted. I want to play these exclusives. That's what got me back to the PlayStation wagon. And now I'm kind of like, oh, let's kind of do both. Let's it's a real world, it's a weird world we live in where I I want to be on both teams.
Yeah,
I want to pick and choose what side I'm on. So
yeah,
I mean, so yeah, I
I'm the
mean,
same.
like I said, I'm not the biggest gamer, but you know, I got a lot more free time now where I can actually watch more movies, watch more TV shows, actually sit down and play video games. Where my last job, I couldn't do that. I had no free time whatsoever. I could, if it's like, okay, I can either do this or not sleep. So I need my sleep. But now I actually got time to do stuff that I love, and that's kind of exciting. That maybe that's hearing you talking about all this different stuff. That maybe we'll be able, maybe the future looks bright. Saying, especially for gaming, and that's something I haven't been able to say for a while because I'll get in those gaming spurts and like, oh, I gotta play this game, I gotta play this game, and then I'm like, I'm good. I don't want to play anything for a minute. So,
I'm the
but
same way. I go through ups and downs of playing games, but
mhm.
this year I've played a lot of games just
Yeah,
because.
you've been pretty steady. I mean, that's the most I've seen you. Like you'll go through. Used to like maybe you'll play a game for like 2 or 3 weeks, and then you won't play another game for 6 months. But now you're kind of you're kind of steady. So
Yeah,
good. It's good to hear that. So I think I'm good with this episode. Are you?
I'm pretty good. Once I get Kena Bridge of Spirits, I'm gonna play it, and then I think that's gonna be a game that you might really like. So I'll let
Okay.
you borrow it. It's a
Okay.
PS5
So
game.
okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm playing Spider Man right now. I'm gonna try to get back into it. Probably maybe this week. We'll see. I got a couple of days off. We'll see. We'll see if we can, maybe I can play a little Spider Man. I'll have a review of that eventually. I want to play the first Horizon. I haven't ever played it. I own it, just haven't got to play it yet. That
That's
way I
one
can
of the
play it.
games too that they've patched for PS5.
Oh,
So
okay. So
yeah,
that's cool.
yep,
So yeah, I'll have to play that and for the new one coming out. It's early next year, isn't it?
yeah, February.
Okay, so yeah, so early next year, and what else is coming out? Anything?
Oh, there's
Any,
tons. I mean, I
like
think
I
like
a
Spider-Man
lot of stuff.
2 and
Yeah, I saw
Wolverine.
that Knights of the Old Republic was like 2023.
Yeah,
So
those will be a whiles out. But there are a lot of games. They're doing a pack where they're doing Uncharted 4 and Lost Legacy, like
yeah,
a
I
remaster
own
for
it.
PS5.
So
I want to play those. There, I know there's another Final Fantasy coming out that is not a Sony exclusive, but they may have some kind of deal working with them. I bet that'll come out
Final
next
Fantasy
year.
Seven was PlayStation only, wasn't it?
No, I don't think so. I
Oh,
think it
was it
was on
not?
both.
Oh,
Yeah, I
okay.
think it was on
So
both. But
is that a
there's
sequel
a lot.
to? Is that the part two of that game, or is it just going to be a new Final
No,
Fantasy?
they are working on that, but no, this is a
We'll
completely
see
going to
it.
be a
We'll see it.
completely
We'll see it when
different
the
game.
PlayStation 6 comes out, probably.
Yeah, but it's Final Fantasy 16 is
Oh,
what it's called.
sure.
So
Okay.
it's going to be pretty cool. I think the trailers have been really cool for it. And yeah, I mean, there's a bunch of third party stuff. There's a new Batman game coming, which look cool. There's a
Yeah,
new
Arkham. Yeah,
Arkham
yeah,
Knights.
yeah, Arkham Knights. That's it.
Yeah,
Is that what it's called?
there's
Arkham Knights.
I think so because it's
Was
not
that the
actually
last
not a
one?
Batman game because Batman is not in it. So
Yeah,
we're playing
he's
everybody
dead,
else.
right?
Yeah, yeah,
So that's post the Arkham.
yeah.
So you have like Robin or Nightwing and Batgirl probably. So I saw the trailer for that this year, I think. So
You
sure.
know, Naughty Dog is working on a bunch of stuff. You know, we haven't heard anything out of them since
Yeah,
Last of
of
Us
course.
Part
You know, I
Two.
mean, I didn't love
Part
Last of
Two.
Us too, so I didn't
But
even
supposedly
finish
they're
it.
working on a new IP. So
Okay, cool. I mean, I like that, and I would love to see another Uncharted game. I mean, without Nathan Drake. I mean, I kind of thought Lost Legacy kind of proved that you can.
do it.
This world is big enough, and then you can bring the side characters along. But I think Nathan Drake's story is complete. I know you haven't finished it yet, but I think his story is done and over with, and I don't need another game with Nathan Drake. But I'm excited for that movie coming out next year.
Oh, God.
Woo! Uh,
Don't get me started on Sony and their movie making abilities.
they make good movies, just not
Mhm.
always. All right, guys, that is another episode of the Easy K Show. Guys, you can check us out here every Sunday on the Easy K Show on the Darth Easy YouTube channel. Make sure you check out Rain Cage's Letterbox. He just know we're transitioning back to our regular programming, but you can check out Rain Cage. He just posted a review of Tick Tick Boom. It's very wrong, and then he has some other reviews as well. Probably I haven't known
Oh yeah.
because Rainy Cage just pulled a Darth Easy this past month where he's only saw like one or two movies. So maybe
Yeah.
he'll start correcting that. And yeah, and guys, you can check out my YouTube channel. I've just posted some reviews. I'm gonna have 4 more reviews this week. I have reviews of Ghostbusters, Spencer, um, uh, Tick Tick Boom, and King Richard coming out. That'll come out this week, and then hopefully I'll get to see a few more movies during this Thanksgiving little mini break. So I'm looking forward to talking movies because we're getting closer and closer to when me and Rainy Cage reunite in person on video, our yearly video where we do our top 10 movies. And I can easily tell you my top 10 movies is going to be better than 2020s. So
Yes.
like even like my probably my number 10 movie is better than my number 1 movie. That's how confident I am in this year of film. So
I agree.
guys, until next time, all too easy.
Peace out.